This is what you work for.
The Chiefs have won Super Bowl 57.
They're trying to go for that three-peat.
Just be able to learn from everything.
The Eagles to Super Bowl 59.
You're going to have to deal with the Chiefs.
Mahomes. It's intercepted. It's James. Touchdown.
I put us in a bad spot.
Hurts going deep. Touchdown.
The Slim Reaper.
Mahomes decked. Ball is out, and the Eagles have it.
And I want to come back next season.
It's only the beginning. The end ain't coming anytime soon.
Philadelphia Eagles have won Super Bowl 59.
So the Eagles won their second Lombardi Trophy. Here's a reminder of last season's playoff bracket. How does it tie into this season? Well, every playoff game from the 2024 Divisional Round, Conference Championship, and Super Bowl is a rematch in 2025. Pretty cool. Dan, take us through some of the best ones here.
I think the rematch of Week 16 and Week 18, the fact that the Eagles and Commanders don't play each other till Week 16.
Is that right?
And then they go twice in a matter of 3 weeks. And I think the question is going to be, is Washington's defense any better equipped to handle Philadelphia's offense in their run game? There's some additions. Kinlaw, they draft Trey Amos. Is Lattimore healthy? But the fact that they don't play each other till late and then twice in 3 weeks, fascinating.
And with this rematch here between the Chiefs and the Bills, I mean, look at some of the historic matchups these teams have had in the recent past. And here at Week 9, a primetime game, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Look, this is about the lines of scrimmage again. Both of these teams went to work on the lines of scrimmage once again. Kansas City, I think, has done as good a job of addressing their issues on the offensive line as they possibly could. And I think there's no question that Josh Simmons, their first-round pick, this is a guy who could be a Pro Bowler in his rookie season if he is healthy. One of the best draft picks in this draft.
I'm watching the trailer for The Kingdom, which is the new Chiefs doc, and you want to say it's the last dance, but gosh, it didn't end that way. The Eagles embarrassed the Chiefs in their three-peat quest. They embarrassed them on the biggest of stages. Now we go to Arrowhead Week 2, and we could do the Kelsey Bowl, and we could do Andy Reid and all that stuff. No. They were the teams that squashed their opportunity for being the first team ever to three-peat.
I like it.
There's so much drama in these rematches. As much as it feels like it's a while away, I get it, but still, it's going to be very real when these teams end up playing. Let's talk about some other notable games that are for the defending champs. You're going to see their schedule right here. They open the season against the Cowboys on Thursday night in Week 1, the first time since 2000 that they'll play Dallas in the season opener. The NFC East rivals will play at AT&T Stadium in Week 12. Now, the Eagles welcome the Rams to Philly in Week 3. That, of course, a rematch of last season's divisional round game.
Awesome game.
So good. That was the closest game the Eagles played during their playoff run, beating LA 28-22 thanks to that, remember the defensive
Smack that helmet.
Final minute, right? It could be a potential NFC Championship preview in Week 11. The Eagles hosting the Lions here. They were the top 2 seeds in the conference last season. This is their first meeting since Week 1 of the 2022 season when the Eagles won 38-35 in Detroit. Adam, when you think about all of these opportunities as you see their full schedule right now for the Eagles, what sticks out to you about their quest to repeat this?
Well, a couple of things. They don't play 2 straight home games the entire season. So take a look at the Eagles' schedule. They're not home in back-to-back weeks at all. 2 of their last 3 games of the season are against the Commanders. At Washington in Week 16, sandwiched by a game at Buffalo, not an easy place, finishing at home against the Washington Commanders. Now, today, the division would figure to come down to those 2 teams who met up in the NFC Championship game last year. Well, they're going to see each other twice in the final 3 weeks, but not until Week 16, which is wild to think about.
Crazy.
You know what's interesting to me is that right now in the NFL, the better you are, the more versatile you better be as a football team. The only day of the week that the Eagles don't play on are Tuesday and Wednesday. They play on Monday, they play on Thursday, they play on Friday, they play on Saturday, they play on Sunday. So there's got to be a great flexibility organizationally, head coach, leadership, team-wise, that you can kind of maneuver how you go about your week and how you prepare and how you get ready to play games. That's That's a lot to throw at football teams.
How do you manage that, Lewis? I mean, like trying to make sure that your schedule is what it needs to be. That's a very real thing when you don't have as much time to prepare, or maybe you have a little bit more time you can take advantage of.
Yeah, it's about time management on the part of the head coach. I mean, he just has to be on top of it. The leadership of the football team has to be on top of it, making sure guys are getting their rest, getting in their playbook. You got to keep guys fresh, so you can't have them burn out. They have to have some consistency. But when I look at this schedule, think of like, what is the number one thing that worries you about the Eagles this year? Or rather, what's the number one question, right?
Well, the coordinators.
No, well, to me, I think it's this. It's about the depth on the defensive line, right?
Yep. Sure.
That's what. So look at those first 4 games, and look at those teams. Look, Cowboys tried to really address their offensive line.
Yep.
Okay, you figure they're going to run the foot. The Chiefs have addressed their offensive line.
Right.
The Rams can run the ball as good as anyone, and the Buccaneers, they're going to find out right away. Hey, has our depth really been hit on this defensive line? Are we still the same team from a year ago? Because I think everywhere else, linebacker, secondary, offensive line, skill positions, they're still fine. It's the defensive line depth that took the biggest hit. They're going to get tested early right out of the gate.
Let me go off of that as well. If you guys put the beginning of that schedule back up, remember, this is a defense that no longer has Darius Slay. So who's going to play corner opposite Quinion Mitchell?
Evans.
And now the Dallas Cowboys have CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. We obviously know the Chiefs in their pass game. Then you're going Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams. You're going Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, McMillan. We'll see. That's a stretch of duo at wide receiver.
Remember last year, the Eagles got hot. They didn't start out of the gates well last year.
No, they started terrible.
They lost to Tampa. So how are you going to start? That is not an easy slate to start. Everyone just penciling in the Eagles?
No question. Those first 4 games right there.
Hard.
And just remember this name. You know how I like to throw out draft pick names there,
Let's hear
Schefter,
it.
right?
7th round?
How about, no, this is was McCooper drafted in the 3rd?
I think he's 3rd
Andrew
or
McCooper's-
4th. Yeah.
Remember
Texas
that name.
And Clemson.
Probably one of the most exciting defensive backs in this draft. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, McCooper's a clone of him. That's exactly what he brings, that kind of hard-hitting mentality.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw the hit that he had in the SEC title game.
He's unreal. He's also got a lot of experience playing at Clemson and at Texas.
There you
so
go.
He's certainly been around.